Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. It's a big one. And we are celebrating First Town Days with Joe Croft. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Susie. How are you today?
Doing great. Thank you for being here during such a busy time. I know you've got a lot going on. Tell us about First Town Days, when they're taking place and where, and what we can look forward to.
Well, First Town Days is New Philadelphia, Ohio at Tuscarora Park. I would tell you, for people that have never been to Tuscarora Park, it's kind of grown near and dear to my heart. I actually grew up in Coshocton, Ohio, and I've lived in New Philadelphia the last about 12 and a half years since my wife Mindy and I were married, and just come to love the park. It's really just a throwback. Like I said, if you haven't been there, your listeners haven't been. It's worth the trip to come down and see it. But that being said, First Town Days. This is actually our 41st year. We've been around that long. Wow. I've been involved with it, married into it, actually, if you kind of gathered that. But I'm married into a number of things here, so that and they're all good things. I've been truly blessed with that. And so at any rate, First Town Days festival, and this year we're from July 4th, which is Wednesday, through Sunday, July 8th. We've just got great things for family, especially, and I would love to share some of that with you. But we're truly a family festival.
Well, let's first of all get everything on everyone's calendar, because it does kick off today and go the next several days, July 4th through 8th. So what can we look forward to as far as the schedule? And let's give them time to grab a pencil. Okay, go, Joe. What can we look forward to?
Well, lots. Family Day, obviously we're already into that, so I'll just give you kind of the rundown of the schedule. But 8 a.m. Is our fishing derby. It's at the pond at Tuscarora Park. Bring your fishing poles, bring yourself, your grandkids, your kids. Come out for a great time with that. At 9:30 a.m., this is one of my favorites, is frog jumping. This truly is, Tuscarora Park is a throwback, and these events really reflect what Tuscarora Park is about. So we have frog jumping at 9:30, 10:30 a.m. Turtle races. That's a can't miss. 11:30 a.m. we have the parent-child sack race, which is a lot of fun. And then at noon, our midway opens, and we've got some great new choices for food and a lot of great food, your Italian sausages and French fries. And we've got Cajun food this year, ice cream. We've got just all kinds of things, and then some great craft vendors as well. And 1:30 on Wednesday, we have a big wheel race, which is a lot of fun. That's at the Al Maloney stage. We have a parent-child hoop shoot at 3 p.m.
Wow.
And then at 4 o'clock, we move into a little bit more adult-type things, but still very family. We have the Dominic Greco Band at 4 o'clock till 5:30 at the Tuscarora Park Amphitheater.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And following that, we have at 5:30 to 6, Eddie Kilpatrick acoustic thingy, which is Eddie's just an amazing musician. He does some great songs that'll just bring back a lot of memories for people. That'll be at the Al Maloney stage preceding our opening ceremonies. Now, I would like to tell you, too, about the opening ceremonies, because opening ceremonies, obviously, we're kicking off the festival, but we give away 5 $1,000 scholarships. That's part of what First Town Days is about and what we do, is to give those scholarships away to deserving students in the Tuscarawas County area. So that's good. We also have a souvenir plate or commemorative plate that we do every year to help raise money to support those scholarships. The auction for that is at 6:30. And then from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, Eddie Kilpatrick will be back and do a full show for us. So Wednesday is going to be a jam-packed day. Today, I guess, is going to be a jam-packed day. It's just been a crazy schedule for us.
It's going to be great.
It'd be great today.
And and before we move on to what's all going place tomorrow, let me just ask you a few questions about some of these things. First of all, the scholarships. Do the students who are getting them know yet that they are receiving them, or is this a surprise? How does that work?
Yeah, they're at this time they know.
Mm-hmm.
It was a selection process through a committee that we had 16 applicants, and from local schools, and that gets pared down is based on obviously grades, community service. They do an essay, and then recommendations from people in their schools or their churches, or people that have known them and can tell us a little bit about them. That's what they're graded on. They're all great kids.
Yes.
Wish we could give 16 away, but
yes. But you are giving away how many? Because that's pretty good.
There'll be 5 of them.
Very, very good.
$1,000 scholarships.
So $5,000 that you've raised to be able to help send young people to college. Yes.
Yeah, and I'd back up on that just a little bit, because we've actually already given away or committed to giving away another $3,000 in scholarships. Our Queens program, Queens Scholarship Pageant, happened here recently. We've named a new First Town Days Queen, Caitlin Cole, and her attendant, Jade Cox. And they respectively have $1,750 and $1,250 in scholarships awarded to them. Those girls represent us all year long, traveling the state of Ohio.
It's a wonderful effort. I'm always fascinated with the plates and the plate auction. First of all, the artwork is unique from year to year, year to year. Can you talk a little bit about how that got started and the process of creating those and then auctioning them off? And has there been a record breaker as far as who pays the most for a commemorative plate?
Yeah, I can't tell you all the details, because I guess I haven't been around quite that long. But I will tell you, it's just become a tradition, and it's been around almost since the beginning of the festival, if not the beginning. It is a commemorative plate. We've had local artists here that have contributed their time to do the artwork for those plates. And the thing that we like to do is the first 5 plates we actually auction off. And I would give kudos to Mr. Bob Smith here in our community. Bob has supported us. He's purchased a good part of those first plates over the years.
Nice.
And so it's just been terrific to have his support. But that being said, this year we actually, I don't know if you're familiar with New Philadelphia, but the Quaker Theater, which was actually opened in 1940. It's a great old theater. Gone through some restoration over the last 3, 4, 5 years, and that's one to come see as well. It's a lot of fun. The original marquee's out front, and the Quaker Theater is represented on our plate this year. So.
Is there someone who really owns all 41 of the plates? Would someone have that extensive of a collection?
Yeah, there are, and I think my wife is close to that. I'm not 100% sure that we have every one of them, but I think we might. And we've talked to several people through the festivals that have the entire collection.
That is really cool. Is there any way, say I'm missing one, is there anywhere there are some in storage that you can go get that one that you're missing, or are you just out of luck if you haven't kept up with it?
Well, yeah, I would tell you, stop by, if you come out to the festival, stop by the First Town Days office. We're right at the end of the Midway. We keep a list each year. Sometimes we'll have people that will come in and say, I've got a collection for sale, or I've got a few plates for sale, and we'll take the phone numbers down. We don't keep an official list, but you might get lucky and find it. But it's a pretty cool collection.
Yes, absolutely. I can't move on until I know what frog jumping is. How does this work? It's taking place, right?
Yeah, I mean that really is a can't miss.
Yes.
Frog jumping and turtle racing. We sell souvenir pictures at First Town Days office. We've got photographers that go around and take some great pictures, and then we put in a little envelope, souvenir envelope for you. But I've done that for the past few years, and so I don't get to go out and see it firsthand as much as I would like. But I get to see all these great pictures that come in, and it's basically the little ones. You bring your own frog, you bring your own turtle, and
that was my next question.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
Bring your own, and then they take them out. They make a circle on the ground and draw several circles of different sizes around it, and those become the finish line. So, as you coerce your frog to jump or your turtle to race, it's the one crosses the finish line first. It really is a lot of fun.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm intrigued by the name First Town Days. Where'd that come from historically? Do you know?
Well, yeah, I do. And we were before we got on the air, we were talking, and you had commented that it's
not Newtown Days.
It's easy to call it Newtown
That's
Days.
Right.
But it actually started out as Newtown Days, believe it or not.
Okay.
And that was in 1976. That was for the first year, and the first year was downtown New Philadelphia. It was a celebration of the bicentennial of the country, and it was also to raise money to renovate, repair our 1928 Herschel Spillman carousel that resides in Tuscarora Park, and that still operates every summer from Memorial Day to Labor Day, along with several other vintage-type rides. Just great place to come, bring your kids and grandkids. I think the rides are 75 cents or $1.
It also is like going back in time, yes.
Yeah, it sure is. And so that's how the festival started, was actually to raise money for that. 1977, there was no festival, but someone way back when decided that this was a great thing, maybe do some other things to help support renovations, different projects in Tuscarora Park. And so they revived it again in 1978, and it's been going strong ever since.
The activities you describe, I picture people in, men in straw hats, women with their parasols, little kids with, knickers and big hoops that they're pulling with a stick. It's like going back in time, isn't it? But wearing modern clothes.
Yeah, it really is. Like I said, I didn't grow up here, but and I'll put a little plug in if you don't mind. But we've, as I said earlier, well, maybe I didn't say earlier, but this year I'm the co-chair of the First Town Days Festival. Mm-hmm. Our longtime chairman has been Sam Hitchcock, who's well known in this area and just does so much for the community, Tuscarawas County community. And Sam is just he's stepping back a little bit, so he's kind of passing the torch to me, and I'm co-chairing with him. Some of the the things that he's done over the years, he's does the teen center, operates the teen center at Tuscarora Park. Mm-hmm. He also started a program called Summer Showcase, which is a free concert series at Tuscarora Park throughout the summer, and most of our shows are on Sunday nights. But Sam is officially retired from Summer Showcase and turned that over to myself, my wife Mindy Croft, and a young man by the name of Travis Green. And so we do some great shows there. And just in one of the things that I started with, Susie, was when I first met Mindy, I was feeling like a bump on a log. So there was a old golf cart sitting there, and I decided to start giving people rides, and we've done that ever since.
Oh, how neat!
To get people to the shows, to be able to have people come to the shows.
Well, we're so grateful to you for accepting the torch passed on by Sam, and it sounds like it's one of those commitments that's sort of lifelong once you take it on. Are you up to that, Joe?
Oh yeah, we my wife asks me what we're doing sometimes. Still trying to do this, but. Yeah, like with the golf cart rides and those things that we've done, I get a chance to talk to a lot of people and really get to share about Tuscarora Park and what a jewel it is, what a throwback it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, it all takes place beginning today. We need to take a short break. We'll be back with Joe Croft and everything going on with First Town Days and Tuscarora Park this summer. Stay with us. You're listening to Our Community.